Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Now, we're going to talk about 10 major cryptos mainnets that you should keep an eye on in the era of 2022. And I think all these have great potential if you are in for a longer term hold. Number one, I want to mention is Wax. I still think Wax is very, very undervalued. It is its own blockchain. And if you actually look at DApp Radar, it's barely or not even in the top 100 in terms of like market cap. But if you actually look at DApp Radar, Wax actually has three of the top 10 dApps on it, and there's a couple more Wax down here as well. So I think Wax is very, very much undervalued right now. The one thing that I will have to say that draws me some kind of hesitation about Wax is it doesn't really have any DeFi on it. Maybe when it gets on DeFi Llama, I'll be even more bullish on Wax than I am now. But I still think Wax is very, very undervalued. I want to bring some attention to Harmony One, because Harmony One has been expanding its ecosystem very, very quickly. They do actually have dApps that are actually on Harmony One. I don't think there's any gigantic dApps on Harmony One, but they do actually have a decent amount locked on DeFi Llama. I do believe they're like number 15 or 16 in terms of value locked. They are very, very scalable. Harmony is actually 13 right now. They are very, very scalable in that terms. And the technology is quite good. Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano himself, said that if EOS followed Harmony's route, they actually might be something today. So Harmony actually has good technology, and it does have a developing ecosystem. So it could still be undervalued. Phantom is another one I want people to look at. It is my favorite DAG project. It is number 6 in terms of TVL at 7.12. It has risen very, very fast. The market cap to TVL is still pretty low right now. So I would say it still could be a little bit undervalued. Plus, with the DAG, the scaling is not really much of a problem, and it does solve some of the other problems as well. Out of all the DAG cryptos, or out of all the DAG coins, I think this is the one that has the most TVL. So it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on. Phantom definitely would make a nice spot in the portfolio as well. All of these on DeFi Llama obviously have yield farming, and they have DeFi on them. Next one is Luna. Luna's growth has been astronomical, and I think it'll keep on growing. Luna is based around its stablecoin, and it's the only network to really base everything around the stablecoin. I think Luna, even though it's ranked very high right now, still has a lot of room to grow. You can see the TVL on Luna has actually surpassed Binance, and it can triple or quadruple in price if it actually catches up to Binance's market cap. And why not? There's actually more locked in Luna than there is in Binance. So Luna definitely has a long way to grow. Polygon is the next one. If you haven't heard, Chainlink and Polygon are the two coins that Chainlink and Polygon are actually the two coins that Ethereum whales are dumping money into. And obviously, they're doing that for Polygon because everything is actually moving to Polygon from Ethereum. Chainlink isn't one of these mainnets, but it's also a very good prospect for the future. So Polygon should continue to do well into next year. Another one is Near Protocol. And Near Protocol is one that I've just gotten acquainted to recently. It does actually have dApps. It does actually have DeFi. The ecosystem is still developing. It is getting a decent amount of notice online now. And I think the system is going to grow. And Near will probably continue to increase in price, especially if Bitcoin turns bullish. So Near Protocol. The next one is Cardano. Obviously, if you've been listening to this channel, you know a lot about Cardano. They do have Muesli Swap. There's only like $1.7 million TVL in Muesli Swap, but a lot of their big swaps like Sunday Swap and other stuff are planning to come online later this month. So it might be a good time to dabble in Cardano. Now, Sunday Swap has mentioned that they do expect some congestion problems when they first launch. So you need to be wary of that. There could be some technical issues when they first launch. I'm not exactly sure how long they're going to take to get resolved. They said they're probably going to take like a couple of weeks to get resolved. You might want to wait until that. But getting in early generally means the most money as well. So Cardano, we know that things are starting to launch. probably this month and into next month, and that could give Cardano a boost because everyone's been waiting for that. The problem with Cardano is Haskell developers. Not that many people develop for Haskell, and it's going to be a hard time training people to develop for Haskell. I can understand why they picked the language, but in terms of mass adoption, it's definitely not the quickest. I also want to mention Polkadot. Now, Polkadot, like their parachain auctions, like ongoing. I'm not really sure when their ecosystem is actually going to explode. They're kind of in the Cardano boat, but I actually think that they're actually like further away than Cardano. They also, like Cardano, only have a test amount locked in Staffy, FIS, and that's a multi-chain one. So they don't really have any true DeFi themselves. So they're still waiting for the ecosystem to grow. Now, with all the hype that's been made about Gavin Wood and Polkadot, I do expect that to happen in 2022. When, I don't know. I have a much better guess on Cardano's date than Polkadot's date because I really can't find too much about when they actually plan to roll things out in Polkadot. It's kind of a black box for me right now. Worries me a bit, but there's enough support behind Polkadot where I think they'll actually pull it off. Next one is AVAX. Now, AVAX has a lot. AVAX is developed specifically for DeFi and has quite a bit of TVL locked at 11.31 billion. Avalanche is getting very, very popular, and some of its DeFi apps are very popular as well. Like AAVE, I know a lot of people talk about. Trader Joe, I've seen get some notice, as well as Curve and Wonderland time. I don't think Wonderland's actually sustainable, but many of these top ones like AAVE, Trader Joe, and Curve have much, much better prospects. They've been around for quite a while, and I can see them continuing to actually gain some dominance in the crypto market. So AVAX, definitely something you want to actually look at. The last one is one that people have heard of, but may be a little bit confused about. It's CRO, and it's actually Chronos. So Chronos is actually a Crypto.com compatible chain. So if you want to buy into this, you would just buy Crypto.com. So I've done a little bit of research. What is Chronos? Everything you need to know about CRO token, and that is called Chronos now. It's from Crypto.com. It's no longer called Crypto.com. So if you're clearing up that kind of confusion, that's why there's confusion there. One of the largest centralized exchanges in the world, Chronos, is currently building their infrastructure and ecosystem at an amazing growth rate. And it is true, they are growing really fast. They just debuted a little while ago, and they already have TVL, and they have some apps as well. So they're definitely growing really fast. And like this particular ecosystem, I can see most growing like Binance, because it actually does have a big centralized exchange at the heart of it, like Binance does. And the thing is, like, they have that support going into their ecosystem. BSC grew so large because of Binance.com's name and Binance.com support. So some of you might see a centralized exchange as a negative, but I think in terms of financial support, in terms of getting projects, having a big like exchange that supports you, that's already a big part of the industry, is definitely a good plus. So Chronos is definitely what you want to look at. And if you're interested in buying Chronos, Crypto.com CRO is what you actually want to buy. So that's kind of like the 10 I have for right now. VeChain, I don't really consider one of the big main nets because it's more tailored towards it's definitely more tailored towards like industry than like retail users. And a lot of these are like tailored towards DeFi and retail users. Yes, VeChain does have DeFi, but I don't expect VeChain's DeFi to grow quite as big. I kind of see VeChain's logistics play as its main thing, and I think it will grow pretty massively because of that. It will grow some because of DeFi and yield farming as well, but these are the 10 main ones I see. Atom, I didn't really find any TVL for it, but I know Atom is kind of working on connecting the chains together. One note of reference, like the other chains aren't actually built on Cosmos or Atom, but they are connected to Cosmos or Atom. They will use Cosmos or Atom when they're talking to each other, and they will use that SDK, but they're not actually built on Cosmos. They can actually function just fine without Cosmos. So I didn't include Cosmos on here either. So once again, the 10 are Wax, Harmony, Phantom, Luna, Polygon, Near, Cardano, Polkadot, AVAX, and CRO, or Chronos, otherwise known as Crypto.com. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.